morning. Today we're going to talk about Module 4, Lesson 3, Musical Instruments. And in this lesson they're going to look at musical instruments and how they are similar to the way that a record works in producing sound. They start out with a series of short videos, and they show you a slow motion of a cymbal, and they want you to describe what's happening to the cymbal as it's struck. They show you a guitar and what happens to the strings when they're plucked. And they want you to make observations of what's happening with the strings. And you want to think about how that is similar and different to the cymbal and then the record. They have a drum, and again they want you to look at what the cause is and what the effect is in making sound. And the last one they have is a tuning fork, and they want you to make observations of what happens to the tuning fork after it's struck and how that would help to produce sound. Okay, so there is an assignment, and you're going to complete Module 4, Lesson 3, Assignment Number 1, and it's a cause and effect model. What they're going to have you do is they're going to show you the vibrations, and they say the vibrations are a periodic back and forth motion of particles in a medium. So they want you to try to draw that in sequence. So they give you something that looks like this. They don't have theirs labeled. I thought maybe the labels might help us. So you're going to start off, and you're going to start with the drum, and they want you to draw the drum. In the second box they want you to draw the cause of the vibration, so you want to draw the drumstick hitting the drum. And then in the next box they want you to show right after the drumstick struck, what did the drum head look like, and then what it would look like as it continued on. The next part is going to have the exact same 4 boxes, except you're going to choose a different object. You can draw a picture of a tuning fork and how that works. You could do the guitar strings and how they work, or you can do the cymbal and how those work. So in this assignment you're going to have 2 rows just like this. The first one's going to be the drum, and then you're going to choose one of the other 3 to draw how the vibrations are caused and what they look like. The next section, they give you several different video clips of insects, and they want you to look at the wings and how the wings are changing shapes. And as the wings change shapes, they're a vibration. So they want to know, how are an insect's wings vibration similar to maybe the guitar string vibration or the drum vibration or the tuning fork vibration. And then they want you to write about in your science notebook, how do you think the wings of insects make sound, and you're going to compare that to the way a guitar makes sound, or a drum or a cymbal or a tuning fork makes sound. And that's in Lesson 3 entry in the M4 L1 through 3 Science Notebook. That should be your 3rd entry. The last thing I want to talk about is some wave vocabulary. And this is what the quiz is going to be on. So you want to know about what a trough is, what a crest is, what amplitude and what wavelength is. First, a trough. A trough is how far down you go from the equilibrium. So a measure of that would be the amplitude. That's how far it is, and the dip is the trough. But you also have an amplitude, how far above equilibrium it goes. Right? You measure that, and that's your amplitude, and the top spot is your crest. So this is a crest, trough, crest, trough, crest. The other thing you can measure, other than how high it goes or how low it goes, the amplitude, you could also measure a wavelength. A wavelength is the distance from one part of the wave to that same part on the next wave. So if I'm measuring from the top of the hill, I go to the next top of a hill, and from here to here is a wavelength. Or I can go from the bottom, right? I can go from a trough to a trough, trough to the next trough. That's a wavelength. I could go from right where it crosses the equilibrium after a crest to right where it crosses the equilibrium after a crest, or right before a crest when it crosses the equilibrium to before. And it doesn't matter the wavelength from crest to crest or trough to trough or rest to rest, all should be the same distance.